So I come from a religious background. I would say Christian, Pentecostal, whatever you want to label it. As a child, I was forced to go to church. I was forced to believe, what everybody else believed. Okay. My family has always had a church, you know, or a bit, yeah, church. Since my existence, my family's always had a church. Uh, I would say that, as I got older, I ended up leaving home like real early, 14, 15. I ended up leaving, living life pretty much on my own accord. All right. So, time again, whenever I popped in town, I would visit my family's church from time to time if it was something special going on. I actually had during when I was married, I was there one time and for like not an engagement party, but after I got married, I got married in Florida. Nobody really knew about it. I pretty much eloped. We went to the courthouse and everything. Now we did get married. We had somebody marry her. Strangely enough, it was a lesbian that married me and my ex-wife. Strangely enough, and I say that strangely enough because uh, we'll just leave it at that. But anyway, with that being said, uh, you know, from time to time I'll visit my church, and over time, faces have changed, people have changed in my family church dynamics. Different souls have passed through. There's different kids have grown up, etc., etc., etc. Faces have changed. I went to my family's church recently on Mother's Day for because my mother asked me, to go for Mother's Day. A bunch of faces I've never seen before, which is always a good thing. It's always a good thing when you see people getting what they need from a church. Uh, Growing up, I always said when I get the opportunity that as far as like worshiping my creator and my spirituality and so forth, that I would choose, because as a child I was forced to go. If you act bad in church, you get your butt whipped. If you don't go, you get your butt whipped. Things of that nature. These are things that have been embedded into some church communities. I'm not even going to say African American, black, whatever. I'm just going to say church communities. It's something, especially in the urban church community. There's certain things that have been embedded into that. And my whole thing about that is, everything is generational. Everything you've learned from your parents, your grandparents, etc., etc., etc. And for those of y'all who are African American, what I'm saying, who your lineage came from Africa and it came over to here, they didn't come over here with this American version of the Bible, or English. I guess it would be more so English version of the Bible, considering that most of the settlers that were here, that had slaves, they came from Europe and other places and so forth. Now, with that being said, the Bible that they were forced to, because slaves were forced to go to church and forced to worship, outside of probably what they were worshiping or doing before that. It was a language barrier at one point in time. Now, with that being said, people over time people change. People feel like they gotta force you or press you about going to church, when in reality your relationship with your creator is a personal matter. And you shouldn't be focused on somebody else's relationship with their creator. You should be more so focused on your own, instead of trying to question people why they're not going to your church, or whatever it may be. Especially a grown-up person. A kid, okay, I understand, but a grown-up person should not be questioning a grown-up about their inner dwellings with their creator and church and so forth. One, to me, church is more than one person talking about God. All right, you can have church everywhere. Church is about fellowship. All right, which I fellowship every day. Some people only fellowship on Sundays. I fellowship every day. All right. Two, my spirituality and where I get fulfilled is not in a building. 9 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10, I've never been in a building and felt like I've caught the Holy Ghost. All right. Meaning going there for a specific reason, for a church or whatever.